Hot Springs Village Inside Out is a closer look at the greatness of Hot Springs Village, Arkansas, and the surrounding areas. People, places, experiences. Hot Springs Village is one of the most beautiful places on earth. Join me, Randy Cantrell, and my co-host, Dennis Simpson, as we engage in weekly conversations to explore Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Today's show is brought to you by Central Arkansas's favorite radio station, KVRE. Find them on the dial at 92.9 FM. Stream them live at kvre.com. Remax of Hot Springs Village, the award-winning Remax of Hot Springs Village, is the largest real estate office inside the village with over 30 full-time agents and support staff. Visit them to learn more about this beautiful place to solve your real estate needs. Call them today at 1-800-364-9007 or find them online at explorehsv.com. They are Remax of Hot Springs Village at 1-800-364-9007 or online at explorehsv.com.
And yet again, Hot Springs Village Inside Out. Dennis Simpson, not Mr. Randy, joining us today. Still not feeling too well. We're going to get that fixed soon. We're going to prop him up and put steroids under his butt or something to get him going. But Mr. Terry Wiley, who is what's that title again?
Director of Parks and Recreation.
And we have parks
and recreation.
Always a delight to have Terry with us. We're going to catch up. We're probably going to make this more of a monthly thing because there's so much going on in the village and people are always like, what's happening? What's going on? And I'm like, either go to hsvticketsales.com. That's the spot.
That's the slogan.
Or if you want to know more about it, watch the show. And what's coming up this month, buddy?
Oh my gosh. Actually, this weekend alone, or this week alone on Thursday, we have the third installment of our POA Summer Series tour at the Woodlands. We have Bill White and Brent Burns doing a trop rock show. Some great entertainers that we have on there.
Well, and we just got through last week. Yeah. This time we had Bill coming out. This show may not make it for that, but probably this show is going to be, woo, man, that was a great concert. Y'all should have been there.
I got you. We do have. I'm sorry. Next in a couple of weeks, we have the Players doing a really cool show at the Coronado Center called Vintage Hitchcock. They've the last few years they've done kind of a radio style play over there that's really gone. That's kind of hit really big. So the ticket sales for that are really outstanding.
Really,
that's going to be a cool show.
Well, when I was a kid growing up, okay, 10 years ago, I was still listening to Prairie Home Companion, Garrison Keillor, Lake Wobegon, where the men are good looking, the women are smart, and the children are above average and all that. And no, but I say that because it was kind of a radio theater. Is that what they're redoing?
That's exactly what they're doing. It's awesome. I know they did the War of the Worlds a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
I can't remember which one they did last year, but it hit really well. They kind of did a similar thing with the Titanic a few months ago. So I'm really excited to see what happens with this. This is all super organic. And by the way, and the reason I bring up Garrison Keillor and whatever, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, they're going to recreate the sound effects right there on stage. There's just not a machine that they press a button and whatever. I mean, that there's a door and there's a what. So it's all live Foley, as we would say. They are some creative folks for sure.
Yeah.
They take care of it all.
There's a Wurlitzer type organ. There's it looks like it's just going to be a lot of fun. And that is July
29th and July 30th.
July 29th and 30th. And what else is
Friday
going on?
and Saturday at the Coronado Center.
Friday and Saturday at the Coronado, not at the Woodlands, at the Coronado Center.
At the Coronado Center. Both of them are 6 o'clock shows.
And how much? 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock shows.
And how much are those tickets?
Let me see how much.
I'll fill in while you go to say that's the Coronado Center with the brand new sound system that makes a huge difference. It sounds great in there.
It does. Thank you.
Yeah, we needed an update there for a long time. But how much are the tickets?
It's for adults. It's $16, and they actually have a student rate of $11.
Really?
The Players always do a really good job of encouraging the local schools and their theater classes and and their arts education stuff. So they offer that.
No real food, but the bar will be open, I suspect.
The bar's gonna be wide open.
The bar is always open. That's how Terry makes his cut. Terry makes his cut on the bar, right? No,
that's how I get paid. That's how I live here.
Every time you pay your bar tab, people remember Terry Wiley. Remember, he's getting.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I do want to point out there's another really cool thing we're doing, and we have a great group of people that do a Hot Springs Village Entertainment Night at the Coronado Center.
What entertainment
they're going to do? It's called Entertainment Night, and they're going to do this. I know this is a little bit down the road, but on September 19th, we're going to have a show with some great entertainment, great entertainers. It's been really successful in the past, and every cent of ticket sales, donations, or anything is going to go towards a donation to upgrade the lighting at the Coronado Center.
Oh, really?
So we have the sound set up, and for every ticket that's purchased for this entertainment night, that every cent of that is going to go towards upgrading the lighting there.
That is fantastic. And I know the villagers have that mindset, well, we can all have a tax and we can do this, or why don't we just pass the plate and let's fix this. Okay. Or have a fundraiser basically and fix this. That's fantastic. I love to hear that, man.
It is cool. Hey, I'm going to tell you something that really make you proud just to work here and live here. We did a request for the last couple of weeks for donations for Oriental rugs for the Woodlands Auditorium. So that stage can be all cool, like a Pearl Jam concert or a Rolling Stones concert, And I think we had 9 people just like that donate rugs. So that stage is going to start looking good. But I've come to find if we need something, all we have to do is ask. And, I'm sitting here worried and stressed out about getting the money in the budget. And all I got to do is just say, ask the question and we're ended up getting it. So it's
well, hang on. How do is there a tweet that goes out? Is there a Facebook page? How if there's a request that you have, how do we know what they are?
We put it in the Village Digest every Friday. That's kind of how we rolled. I've got a request this Friday. The beer is running hot at Waypoint. The fridge that down below that we keep the kegs in before they're used and put in the kegerator is out on the fritz. So heck, we're asking, obviously I don't have money in the budget to buy a new fridge, but we're putting out, hey, if you have a fridge in your garage that you're not needing, bring it on by the Waypoint. I guarantee you I'll stick a couple kegs of Coors Light and Miller Lite in it and it'll be good to go.
So we're looking for refrigerators and freezers. Man, that's awesome. Well, Ken,
it's pretty cool the way people have really stepped up around here.
Awesome. Well, Ken Unger said, we had him on the show last month, I guess. And he was saying, or when his show came out, and he was saying that he had told people that they were looking for some generators. The guy came up with a $8,000 generator and said, here, I'm not using this one. It's yours.
It's awesome, isn't it?
Okay. Wow. Yeah. So let's go back to the schedule, and we can find these things. What if we wanted to go to a website and look these things up, Terry? Where would we go?
You would go to hsvticketsales.com.
.com. Right?
.com.
hsvticketsales.com.
HSV Ticket Sales. Basically, if you want to see anything that's happening in the next 6 to 8 weeks, that's the place to go. If you're planning on looking long range and you have company coming in 5 or 6 months, your best bet is to go to Explore the Village and check on the calendar. And there will be some generic information about some future events that we have. But if it's happening in Parks and Recreation in the next 8 weeks, hsvticketsales.com is where it's going to be. And we have everything from ticketed events to free events. It doesn't matter.
But you said hsvticketsales.com, I think is where I'm making sure I'm getting that.
I think you got it perfect.
Well, listen.
What is our over and under again? I can't remember.
0.
There you go.
So hang on. We're going to HSV Ticket Sales. We have the War of the Worlds coming up Thursday night, or I'm sorry, Bill and Brent Thursday night. Yep. War of the Worlds comes up in August.
It's Vintage Hitchcock is in the end of July.
End of July. Okay.
And then we have the entertainment night, September the 19th.
Is this kind of like not like a variety show type thing, or what is that like?
It is. And it's another thing. We have a gentleman here named Don Valdez, who is he has a extensive career in the entertainment business, who lives here. And again, you always get shocked about who lives in the village, who's done a whole lot of cool things in the music industry.
Yeah.
He has a whole handful, a Rolodex full of people that have been in bands. I think Kenny Loggins' drummer lives here.
Really?
And who the heck would have known that? And I think he's one of the ones that are going to play on this night as one of their bands that they have and they put together. So
that sounds
it's just
fantastic.
a whole bunch of cool stuff.
Now they've had one of these before, right?
Yes, before pre-COVID that we did 2 a year, and it's something that we kind of did in conjunction. But they've really stepped up and said, "Hey, let's do these next couple. Let's raise the funds to. I mean, the sound's great now. Let's make the lights cool.
Yeah,
that place is gonna be better than the Woodlands. I'm gonna go see my next show at the Coronado Center."
Well, tell me this: are we going to get? We used to have, and I don't know if that's still going or not, but we used to have the wine tours. Is that a thing now?
It is now. We've been kind of on a hiatus on that just because of staff
COVID
issues and COVID and we kind of went into a partnership with Explore Lakeside last year where they were doing all the cooking and things of that nature for that. So since they're no longer here, we're probably going to revamp that next year.
Okay.
Kind of mixing things up, like a movie nights with the bar open at the Coronado Center. We have all kind of options. I mean, libraries. We have a library inside the Coronado Center, so it's really easy to go over there, pull out a DVD, open up that bar, turn the popcorn machine on, and let's go.
Let's go. Well, I tell you what, you said Kenny Loggins. Well, there would be a concert, wouldn't it? That would be a
cool show.
How about that? Maybe we need to be thinking and planting some seeds about some bigger concerts. At one time there was a common, I say misconception. I think it was actually a policy at one time that we were talking probably 5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. There was a discussion that there was a cap on the event on the price tickets for things at the Woodlands, and I'm like, well, what? Why would there be a cap? And it sounded like a great idea for a while until you realized it actually kind of capped the talent too.
Yeah. Oh, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
I mean, you're not going to be getting a B-lister or a strong or a lesser A performer for $25 a night. Not these days in particular.
There's no way. And believe me, I don't have a cap in my vocabulary. We're on my regular season tickets range anywhere from $27 to $35, and it's well worth that cost. And again, people have been really good. We've raised those ticket prices up over the last 5 years, about $5 or $6. But believe me, the bands are just more expensive. Everything costs more.
Gas and everything. Yeah.
Dad, go to the grocery store today.
And feeding that one token vegan in the band every time. Come on, man. Come on. Can't you find meat eaters? Come on, people.
I think that's part of the band contract. You have to have a vegan in it just to make our caterers pull their hair out.
Who are you? I'm the token caterer. I'm the token vegan.
The token guy.
I'm the token vegan. Yeah, they picked me. So you don't like meat? No, I'm just the token. I'm just the guy. Yeah. Hey, listen. I want to go ahead a little, and then I want to come back a little. So we've got the vintage Hitchcock. These radio shows. That sounds like a great idea. And when it dawned on me, they're doing these live sound effects live. These Foley, as we would call them, and to see that made, because that's what it looked like. It's not made to be visually like a play or a video or whatever. It's just, it's a radio play. But what comes up right after that?
After that, we have the fourth show of our season. We have a Hall & Oates tribute. That's with part of our POA shows. That's already sold out. And then I'll tell you something incredible. On August 25th, we have a local kid from that goes to Jessieville. He's 12 years old. And is one of the most incredible classical pianists that you'll ever hear. And he's actually has a date at the Woodlands. So
really?
I know him and his family are excited about that show. So we got that.
Is it just him, or is it others with him, or what?
It's just him. I don't know exactly how they're going to fill that up yet, but he's on live his tickets are selling, and the kid can play.
Well, so. I think after we've all been cooped up so long, I think everybody's, we're the tickets for what? We're going to watch grass grow. Come on down. We'll be there. There you
go. And then the Hot Springs Entertainment Foundation has a show with Ken Goodman and Mary Beth Bird. So I believe she was a finalist. If I look all right, she was a finalist.
She was a finalist on The Voice, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. So she was up there on that. So she's going to be here. A whole lot of great stuff.
Was that part of the Doug Lackey deal? Is Doug involved in that?
I believe so. I believe he's one of the.
He had told me about how just absolutely fantastic she was. Anyway, when Doug says somebody's fantastic, I listen up. Let's scoot back a little
Okay.
Let's recap July the 4th. What do you think? How did that go? What would you say was a screaming success? I saw lots of Facebook pictures of little bitty kids holding big catfish that had a great time.
No kidding. That is one of the coolest things we do. And then we do this. We team up every year. We team up with the Hot Springs Village Anglers.
Yep.
And they help us work with the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission. And actually, we got lucky. Balboa Baptist Church also sponsored it this year. But basically, they'll come in here on a Friday. They will stock a little bitty area of a Cortez Pavilion with a whole bunch of fish. We'll net it off. And I believe we had 59 kids registered in it this year, catching 86 fish is the number. Official number was 86 fish caught in a few hour period at Cortez. So that was pretty awesome. And that's always it's a favorite thing that we do.
There was a lot of smiles and giggles, I bet.
Oh, there's no doubt. There is no doubt. I think it was a great success. It was really interesting for me. This was actually my 5th fireworks show to do here.
Yeah.
And somehow from the weird way dates work out, this is the first one that wasn't either on a Thursday through a Sunday.
Yeah.
Which are basically holiday vacation type days.
So you got the day off.
Oh, yeah, I wish. It was really interesting to see how it turned out on a Monday. The attendance wasn't as high as it normally is when the date falls on a Saturday or Sunday or a Friday or something like that. Yeah, but it was still great. I mean, we host these events for our members and our sponsor guests. So there's not a lot of complaints at all about it. I mean, again, our fireworks show is spectacular for sure.
Top notch. It really, and once again, thanks Ike Eisenhower and folks at State Farm.
Yes, we have.
And I want to come back and how were the food trucks? I didn't hear anything about that. How did Joey do? How was that?
It was good. We had 2 food trucks out. Actually, Joey was the main sponsor of the food and for the band out there at the beach. And he had 6 trucks out there serving every kind of food that you can manage. If anybody knows Joey, he is not only is he super talented at barbecue, but him and his group can cook anything and everything. So they had everything from all your regular carnival foods out there to his signature barbecue, just everything. So we had the Rotary Club out there selling soft drinks, and we actually had Atomic Pizza that was selling food on the beach prior to July 4th and on the Balboa Dam. And Dusty Wells is his name with Tom Pizza. He has a really cool business. So he sets up on the east and west gates now, and it's really good stuff. So we had a lot of good food. I think that one thing that we are going to try different next year, I know I'm jumping around a little bit, but from what I understand, historically, we've always done our fireworks on the 4th, no matter what. We're going to try next year to mix it up a little bit, and we're going to do it on Saturday, July the 1st.
Really?
So we're going to work everything around that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
So the 4th falls on a Wednesday or something?
The 4th on a Tuesday. Yeah.
Who figured that up, huh? Congress.
I don't know.
Congress probably. Yeah.
I don't know who's working the 23 calendar. But so we're going to try to really pack everything into a Friday, Saturday, and a Sunday. That is when a lot of our members have their family and friends and guests inside the village. Yep. Might as well. It's a really cool thing to show off to your family and your friends. So we're going to try that out and see what happens. I've already kind of contacted other cities. I know that Hot Springs right now is planning on doing theirs on July 2nd. So we're not going to be interfering with that. And it's going to be a good thing. Yeah.
So you could go to both if you want. And for what it's worth, I've never had a family member come out and go, so. Every family member goes, holy cow, what a place, right?
Yeah. We had a bunch of friends over this time, and they all said the same thing.
Just curious, Terry, for the laity, for the listeners and the watchers out there, what one thing, and I'm throwing you a curveball, I know, what one thing could they do that would make your life easier for Parks and Tourism, or what one thing do they need to pay attention to?
Who's that? Our members?
Yeah.
It's really the beach situation. It's
Really?
always a battle. How open do you want to keep the beach parking lot and getting these shuttles to operate? And it's always trying to figure out that balance of where you're going to have the shuttles out, where you're going to drop them off. The shuttles aren't cheap. It costs a lot of money these days, for each bus. And again, we appreciate Fountain Lake and JCville school districts for offering that service to us, but they don't give it to us.
Yeah. Well, and
so it's
and not only that, but I mean, what time do you cut off things? What time do you close the beach? And you're not going to make everybody happy because there's so much use going on, you know?
Oh, there is. But I tell you right now, this is and again, the Citizen Police Academy.
Yeah.
I want to give them all the credit. Well, they operated the shuttles this year and they did a kick butt job. I mean,
really,
it was the smoothest of the 5 that I've seen. So
wow.
All props to them for that. They did a really outstanding job. This first time I actually saw real single file lines trying to get out of there. So I know next year who I'm going to call again for that.
Well, let me come back around in a broader sense.
Okay.
What do you wish the laity, just not just on 4th of July, but the rest of the year? What do you wish that they knew? Do you wish they checked HSV ticket sales more often?
For sure.
Or
exactly.
that what?
Well, I think a lot of things is really just register on that Village Digest. I know I joke a lot about that hsvticketsales.com and I think I have it posted on my wall somewhere in here. I have my little 4-year-old kid carry the business cards that say that on there.
How cute. How cute.
But you got to think, Parks and Rec, we're so vast and we do so much. That is just our concerts and plays and shows.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. That's not considering our parks, our trails, our pickleball, our fitness center, our tennis center. I mean, you pick it. We have our bocce, our lawn bowling, our dog park. We do so many different things. If you really subscribe to that Village Digest, it comes out every Friday at 4:30, and it gives a good listing of. I mean, you can get some information on shows, and it all just direct you to our ticket sales site. But it also tell you when we have a kids summer youth program. It'll give you information on pickleball. It'll give you information on our farmers market, which is, I really kind of want to push that. If you don't mind, Dennis, want to talk about that.
Sure.
This has been a crazy year for our farmers market. It's been the one that we've had that has been attendance wise is just it's dipped a lot, and a lot of it had to do, I know, with the farmers had a tough time out the gates. They had so much rain. You all you hear is farmers want rain. Well, I think at the first of this year we had so much rain.
Yeah.
They had troubles getting their crops out, and now it's just so dang hot
and dry.
And dry. The farmers are having a tough time, and heck, there's not a lot of people wanting to walk around at Grove Park when it's 104 degrees. So just kind of keep that in mind, everybody. It's a little slower than it typically is. We still have the same great, stuff that we've always had. We just encourage our vendors to keep on coming out, and our folks.
Give me the 5 mile high view of the farmers market, because I'm pretty sure not the Grove at not everybody knows about this. So the Grove is located right beside the Woodlands.
That is correct.
Just to the east of it, just to the right of it, as you're looking at the building. It's a beautiful piece of land. The POA is owned for forever. And we put a amphitheater type situation there. And we've got some roads that people pull in on Thursday morning about what time?
From 8 to noon.
8 to noon.
And we have, it's everything either Arkansas grown or Arkansas made. So it's everything from local farmers to local artisans and craft folks. Everything is handmade or built by hand. You're not going to go there and buy Avon products or Amway products. It's legitimate stuff. We just want to encourage the vendors that we typically have. I mean, last week alone, we really had 16 vendors that have signed up and paid to be there last week, and we only had 8 show up. Again, it's just because of heat and the amount of product that they have available. So I just want our members to know that, hey, it's not by lack of effort or lack of trying. We can't control 104-degree days and the weather that the farmers had. So we're still working on it. We're still trying, but
some of the things I had seen there when I'd been before, and I haven't been in a couple of years, but they had a guy that did knife sharpening.
Yep.
They had a guy that they had a butcher that you could buy a rack of ribs. You could buy locally made earrings. You could buy, it's not just produce. They had a lot of great produce, but there's, like you say, there's a lot of handmade things there.
There's stuff that the people are so creative. I wouldn't even imagine a dadgum pin with an antler horn on it. I was like, wow, I want one of those.
I've never seen one, but how could I live without it?
Hey, exactly. I didn't know I needed one till I saw it.
Exactly. Well, I just wanted to recap the real quick. And by the way, give us a department update as if we were in a meeting. I mean, is tennis up? Is tennis down? Is bocce ball? Is pickleball? Give us some numbers or ballparks.
Yeah, well, everything on a number wise is going really well. I can tell you right now, the last month, attendance at every place has dipped again. It's just because of the heat.
Yeah.
Tennis was traditionally, I mean, they're close to 500 plays a week, and right now they're about 245, 250. It's just that extreme heat, but it's still doing well in that we're having we had the Eisenhower Junior Tennis Tournament this weekend. We have another major tournament coming up in about a couple months, I believe.
Yeah, but bring that up real quick. What is that going to be?
You put me on the spot. I shouldn't even mention that tennis tournament if I didn't have the date. No, it's all right. It's in a couple weeks or a couple months, but I think it's the biggest tournament that the tennis department has.
Really?
We'll talk about that one next month. I'll be ready for that.
We'll come back around, I promise. Let me because I'm listening for the local viewer, but I'm always listening for the away viewer.
No, exactly.
Are these tennis courts lit? Are they clay? Are they concrete? Are they grass? Or just the whole 9 yards?
Yeah, they're both. We have hard courts and clay courts, and our clay courts are fantastic. It's amazing. And we have lighted courts for not play.
Really?
So again, it's a legit tennis complex. It's awesome. We have a great tennis pro and Bob Wagstaff. Again, we have so much cool stuff. It's really hard to get it all. Our RV park is always hopping and popping. That's been a little bit slow. I mean, that probably just due to the cost of gas. I mean, the way last year everybody was getting in the RV and going. This year it's a little bit slower, but it's still a huge money maker for the village and our members. We really don't have anything that's kind of in a downturn. I always tell everybody how proud I am of our fitness center. They average between 1,900 to 2,000 member visits a week.
A week.
You think about that. A week.
Now, I don't know if you know this about me, Terry, but I'm not a morning guy per se. We IT people, you cannot be a card carrying IT guy and be there at like 7 o'clock in the morning.
That means you're not a real programmer. You're not a real
programmer. You're not an IT guy. You just watch a lot of YouTube videos. You're a poser.
You're making your website on GoDaddy.
Well, here's the deal. But when I see the parking lot occasionally at 7 a.m. at the Coronado Center, and there is not a spot to park.
There is not. Between that and the tennis center, where those kind of parking lots intermingle, it's tight to get in. I have to show up super early to find myself a place.
Well, I do too. And I tell you what, I go in the fitness center, walk about 4 or 5 laps, move some equipment around and make it look like I'm working. And then you may or may not find me in the hot tub, which is huge, or the sauna. And because you can't get enough humidity and heat in Arkansas during the summer. So you need a real sauna, and then I'm sitting out there reading a book going, this is my happy place. This is where I just relax. It's a wonderful place. And for those, and once again, we're talking to people who've never been here while we're talking to people who are here every week. If you've never worked out in a fitness center and walked laps around a fitness center that overlooks a boat dock and a lake and a helipad with the geese on the helipad many times. But it's one of the most beautiful workout fitness centers I've ever seen in my life. And I thought it was genius of Cooper. Cooper could have taken that land and sold more lots. They could have put more homes there, or they could have put wherever. But you literally pull yourself out of the Olympic-sized swimming pool, heated swimming pool that's completely covered. And you pull yourself on the side and look out, and you're looking out over the shores of Lake Coronado. It's genius and it's gorgeous. And I don't think that we go, Terry, literally we walk past that so many times a day. We just kind of go, gorgeous, keep walking. Yeah.
Yep. It's funny how beautiful something is and how quick you can get used to it.
Yeah.
You gotta pinch yourself sometimes to say, slow it down a little bit.
My wife says that all the time. I say, honey, you forget how beautiful I am. What is your problem? She doesn't catch it. You're probably like Carly. She probably just doesn't appreciate what they have. You know what I'm saying, Terry?
I'm on the same page with you, man. Same page.
Well, for Hot Springs Village Inside Out, I'm Dennis Simpson. He's Terry Wiley. We're going to see you next month.
All right. Y'all have a good one.
Thanks, Terry.
See ya.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Hot Springs Village Inside Out, a podcast where Hot Springs Village, Arkansas is the star. Please subscribe to the podcast. You can do that by visiting our website, hsvinsideout.com, and tell a friend.